Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to this episode of the Note Closer Show. I'm Scott Carson. Excited to be here this Monday. It's the first Monday of November 5th here. Usually we are doing Money Mondays, and actually we were supposed to be doing this originally live from the vault at the Quest Trust offices down in Austin, Texas, but unfortunately due to some illnesses, we've had to reschedule that and push that out to next month. So our best wishes go out to Keaton, Ingrid, and the rest of the Quest staff that's out sick today. Get better well fast, and we'll be glad to be back down there as well. But hey, that happens. We run some audibles and go from there. I'll tell you what, the Regis office here that I office out of is extremely happy that Quest is sick because they got a bunch of breakfast tacos and fresh coffee this morning, right? For them to dive into. But today's topic, we're going to run a little bit of audible, is going to be a little bit of a preview about what our episode on Note Night in America is all about tonight. I guess it's episode 102 for Note Night in America or 101. But anyway, it's all about IRA investors. Now, yes, we're familiar with self-directed IRA investors and going to Quest IRA or any of the other 50-plus IRA companies out there to their networking events, or to reaching out to the county records and tapping into the county appraisal district or the county clerk's office websites to seeing who's either bought a property with their IRA or who has funded a deal with their IRA, okay? Thing you have to keep in mind too is a lot of people ask me, well, Scott, what about other people? What about other people that have other IRAs? And there's a variety of different IRAs, 401ks, things like that, because we all know people that are working with their money in other forms of fashion. They've got an IRA from a previous company, they haven't moved it over yet, or they got an IRA from Schwab or things like that. How do you tap into those people? And that's not quite as easy as you would think about. For most people, you're thinking about going and networking with people at your local wine clubs, which I like to do, drink a little Vino, all right, or going out to networking events or Christmas parties or things like that. Now, one thing that is you have to keep in mind as well, everybody is starting to review how their 2018 went, all right? They're starting to look at how their investments have performed. They're starting to see the signs in the industry, housing sales are down 13% across the board. Foreclosures are taking up days, and markets are starting to increase. So people are starting to look at where their money has been, how it's performed, and looking into putting it into other things. And the great thing is between now and the end of the year and the end of really January, so the next quarter, besides the end of the year for assets, okay, rolling into the beginning of 2019, people are looking at their statements, and people are going to be looking at more to do something. I mean, let's face it, that's when the best attendance at real estate investment clubs are. People love to come out January and February. That's when they want to get back in shape. They want to start investing more. They want to, start taking action, start sending out letters and start marketing. And I'm going to go be a real estate investor, those kind of things. Well, we all know that what happens with that. That usually fades over time. And one of the best things that we have done over the last couple of years is realize that, okay, if we focus on marketing in November, December, January, we're ahead of the turn. We can plant that seed. We can almost be we can almost come up with the idea of inception of planting a seed and letting it grow over time if you're smart about what you do. And we can almost, what's kind of crazy here, you're going to laugh about this, we can almost allow people to start thinking about us a little bit more so when it comes to investments. Now, what am I talking about? I'm going to go more into this in depth tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time and Note Night in America. If you want to listen to that whole episode, trust me, you'll get some nuggets. Click on over, listen to the Note Closer Show on iTunes and Stitch and all that for those that are listening on the podcast platforms that we're available on up there as well. Or you can go to weclosenotes.tv and watch the replay of that when this thing goes live. For those that are watching this live, you can just wait till 7 p.m. tonight to watch that. Good morning, Christina. Good morning to other people out there. So one of the things that I do, and we've been doing this for a while, is that we literally will buy leads. We'll buy a huge list of leads of people that have IRAs account. No, I'm not going to give you my source, okay? But we buy huge lists of leads from different companies, okay? And some people are applauding. Yeah, some people in the mastermind are applauding because they know, because I've shared it with them. So what we'll do is we'll buy these huge lists of leads of people that have an IRA or a 401k. You can buy a lot of leads from different companies out there, and sometimes it's expensive, sometimes it's pretty inexpensive. It just varies, okay? Okay. Now, the nice thing about what we do when we buy a list of leads is we get a lot of information on our list. We get the people that, I'll give you an example. Like I don't like the list, but we'll pull this list occasionally, pull a list of people that have a 401k that live in a particular area. So it gives us the person's name. It gives us their mailing address. It gives us their email address, which is guaranteed to be working in the last 6 months. Okay. And then we also get phone numbers a chunk of the time. Now, it doesn't tell me how much they have in their IRA account or their 401k. It doesn't give me their age group. Okay. But it does give me more valuable information. Okay. Now, here's a couple of things that I look at immediately. All right. Now, the fact that I have their email address is really great, right? I could send an email blast out to them via MailChimp or Infusionsoft. That is not the best thing to do. And some people are like, well, and Scott, if you've got this list of emails, why wouldn't you want to email it to them? Because to upload a list of 6,000 or 5,000 or 90,000 IRA owners or 401k owners' emails to your Infusionsoft or MailChimp or Aweber is going to get it shut down. And you're going to be sitting there with not being able to market out of the list because they'll be like, oh, this is a cold, this is a list that you can't do. Okay. That's right. Catherine, thank you for the comment there. Email addresses, wow, that's valuable to have. We actually have Catherine in the office this morning. Hang on a second. I'm going to flip the camera around here. Good morning, Catherine Brennan.
Good morning.
Catherine actually drove down, spent a day ahead of time or a fast track here after coming up from Chicago into Dallas for the Note Expo. She's going to be here.
Cook County.
Yeah, Cook County, exactly right. So she's in the offices here this morning, working on some things, crashing the WCN offices. But anyway, so yeah, most people are like, oh, I'm just going to send an email out to it. Well, if you send an email out to that cold list, it's because it's technically a cold email list to you. Your account's going to get shut down and you're going to be in a world of hurt because you can't now can't email out to anybody. Okay. So the important thing with this list is to do some other things with it. Now, I talk about all the time how we don't do a lot of direct mail. We don't do direct mail out for lists. We don't send it out to, distressed buyers. We don't do that kind of stuff. But what we do is we'll send out a postcard. Okay. And you can see, is your piggy in good hands? No, let's get your IRA back on track. Okay. And we send this out. Now I buy these in huge chunks from Postcard Mania. Like I'm talking 5,000, 6,000 at a time. I've got a box or 2 boxes, I think now, under one of Shannon's desks in our office over there. That's got that. Now it's blank on the back. This is something different. It says we take stickies and put them on the back. Okay. We use this to hand this out at a workshop. Or if I'm going to a RIA club meeting, I'll pass this out to get people to opt in. Name, email, and phone number with either a promo on the back that we just take the sticky and we peel it on there. Now, this is printed up at the top here. We close notes and all that good stuff. All right. So I take this postcard, and what I do is I create something that I send out as well on the back end side. Now, what I do is I'll do a couple of things. One, now I have a person's name and email. I can take that list. I can take this list and upload it to LinkedIn. I can import contacts into LinkedIn, see if they have a LinkedIn profile, connect with them. I can upload it to Facebook and see if they have a Facebook profile, which is really nice. Okay. Because now I can then send a direct video to them. I can market directly to those Facebook profiles very inexpensively. All right. Cheaper than still sending out a postcard. Okay. Now, one of the things that I also like to do is I'll map the list that I get and see how close they are to an area. Now, when those that are close to an area, like near where I'm located here in Austin, we'll do a little bit more in-depth marketing. But for those that are outside of an area, like I'll give you an example. One of the big things that we're doing here is in the Columbus market. We're pulling a lot of IRA investors in Columbus, Ohio. All right. For a couple of reasons. One for raising capital, but 2, we're also trying to promote and refer to our big #1 IRA vendor, Quest Trust Company, too, trying to help our clients out, our sponsors out for the show. If I can send new accounts, it's a win-win, right? Now, the beautiful thing is most of these IRA account holders, they're not the savviest real estate investors out there. And I don't mean that in a bad thing. This means it gives you an opportunity to help kind of educate them. And we had Jillian Sadati on the podcast a few weeks ago. Jillian is a big advocate of trying to help investors. If you can educate them and provide value, you're going to add a lot more value to them and be easier for you to raise capital. So what we do is I'll send a postcard out with a link to a video, okay, or a link to get my ebook, or a link, and I use the link provided by MailChimp. So like I can create a list inside of MailChimp, a custom list, and MailChimp will auto-generate a website. I'll use that. That website's not going to be the easiest thing to remember. So I'll go to bit.ly and create a bit link, like say, note deals, or bit.ly / piggy bank, something like that, to get people, so it's easier for them to type that in off of a postcard. So if they get this postcard sent to them, on the back says, hey, you want to put your investments to work, you want to make above average returns, you want to learn about distressed debt, get my free ebook by going here and opting in. So they go to bit.ly piggy bank. It takes them to my MailChimp account list. They can opt in there. The minute they hit opt in with their name, and you should not ask all their information. That's the worst thing you can do. Basically, this is creating a tripwire for IRA investors. A tripwire is either the ebook, mailing the book, or a video series. All right. There's a whole variety of things that you can do out there. Okay. The idea is you want them to respond. Now, the reason I ask them to fill their information in on MailChimp when I already have their information is once they opt into your CRM, then you can email them. Then that looks like, that's a double opt-in. This person's a good quality lead versus somebody that's a brand new cold listing upload. Okay. All right. So we take the lists, and I'll actually filter the list down a little bit more too in a couple of ways. So the nice thing is that we get their full address. Now, what would be so valuable about having an address to somebody, Catherine?
I know where they live.
You know where they live? What else?
I don't know.
Value of the house?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, right? So that's the thing we look at too, is that we can do a quick search through Note Pros with the address and see what the high end and low end values are of a house. Okay. So we can see if it's a house is over 100,000, great. We'll market to if it's below 100,000, or if it's like an apartment complex. We won't usually market to an apartment complex. It'll be well, why would you do that? Why would you remove somebody from a complex? Well, let's just face it. Most our avatar, our ideal client is 35 to 65 homeowners making 75 to 250 a year. Okay, somebody living in an apartment complex doesn't mean they're not making good money, but it usually means they don't have a lot saved. They're not homeowners, and they don't have the extra capital, liquid capital, to be investing in notes or real estate at this point, right? Okay, so my goal is to get them to opt in to my MailChimp or Infusionsoft account, click on a video, request a copy of the ebook, and then go from there. It all came from a postcard, okay? Because a postcard, this is pretty cheap. I can buy like 800 of them for I can buy like 6,000 of them for like $800, okay? And then the postage, you can't get around postage for the most part, 50 cents. Printing's going to cost you a little bit. All right, so that's the idea. Now, once I get them to opt in, and they reach out to me, either get the book, then I'll follow up with another email series. Hey, what you doing? I'll put them into the Note Night in America webinar series. They go in my general database. They start getting infused with information. Now, the beautiful thing of why I do webinars almost every Monday night is almost every Monday night, 20% of my audience is brand new. And a lot of people think it's the same recycled people over and over. And a lot of it is. It's a lot of the same people watching every night. Catherine's over here. Yeah, I binge. Exactly. But why I track my numbers so much is so I can see if it's going up or going down. Okay? If it's going up or if it's going down. And so, I track religiously both the numbers of those that are RSVP'd in and how many of those attended, along with how many people are watching on Facebook Live. Now, Roy Johnson, you bring something up. Roy Johnson, a fellow Chicagoan, if I remember correctly. Maybe apartment dwellers are tired of yard work and other maintenance. Yeah, it's a possibility. They may very well be. You're right there, Roy. I agree. Maybe. It's not usually the case, though. Okay? Not always the case. All right? And those that I miss out on, it's worth avoiding the postage sending out to apartment dwellers that don't have anything for the most part. Okay? Michael Slaywin asked the question, what home value do you market to? 150K plus, 250K, 350K. Hey, good morning, Shannon. Thank you, ma'am. I send out to the borrowers, and it depends on the market. Like, I'll give you an example. If I'm pulling IRA leads In Texas here, the median home price is 300 grand. So I'm probably going to stay above 150, right? I'm probably not going to go below 100. Although now if I was to do it in Columbus, I would probably look at anything 50 grand or more, okay? Because it all depends what the market is. California, I got to make sure that the values of the home are probably at least $250,000 or greater, depending on what part of California, okay? Oh, and that's the beauty of this list. That's the beauty of the list that we pull, is I can pull in any county in America. This is not going to the appraisal district and having another homeowner. The way I pull these assets, the lists I have, the way I'm embedded into this, is I can pull from any county in America, San Francisco, LA, Anaheim. I can pull and get all the same information: homeowner's name, okay, their address, an IRA name, where they live, full name, email, and phone numbers a chunk of time. I'll tell you, there are 1.2 million IRA owners in California alone. Yeah. You're like, what? That's a lot. Okay. That's a lot. There's like 90,000 in San Diego County alone. Okay. And the beautiful thing is that out of that 90,000, 75,000 of them have a Facebook profile. How do I know? I know because I put my money where my mouth is. I actually do the work. Okay. And that's a lot of people. Just think about this. If you had 1% of that, if you had one person respond for 25 grand or 50 grand, it's worth the whole price of cost of printing and sending out for the most part. Okay. Yeah. Michael agrees on here. Not the low hanging fruit. Yeah. Apartments are not the low hanging fruit. This is not to offend anybody who lives in an apartment who doesn't want things. I get that. I'm not arguing with you. Just not what we find. Just not what we find. So we can remove the apartment numbers. Yeah. When we upload to LinkedIn, that gives us another way to opt in there as well to them. Hopefully connect with them there. The whole touch method. Okay. Remember, 80% of sales comes after the 5th contact. Okay. So think about this. How many contacts have I touched them with them by doing this? Uploading to Facebook is 1. Uploading to LinkedIn is 2. Okay. Sending out a postcard is 3. That's 3 spots right there. That's not even talking about an email blast out to them yet. So they do respond to any of those. Then I have in my email database is 4. Hopefully they're watching videos is 5. Because that's one of the things when they opt in and get an ebook or get a message or get something from me, guess what they get? They're going to be basically on the rotation for my videos, or they get an email to my series. I did a video series on using their IRA to invest in real estate. Oh, easy video series that I did in front of the green screen here or the American flag here in the office. That's a great way to literally reach out to people. Now, it's not going to be the greatest. It's not going to be a 25% open rate on an email. You're not going to make a ton of money. I mean, I don't charge for that. Somebody's opting into the email where I do charge other people. Because I say somebody's got an IRA and they're opting in to it from organics. I'm sure they've already told me. I already know ahead of time that they have an IRA account. So my goal is to help educate them, provide them great content to get them into my database on a permanent basis versus a partial basis. So that's the matter of a lot of marketing goes into it. Now, what's great, whereas the open rate on postcards is about the same. If you're just sending out to this list, it's about a 4 to 10% response rate, which is better than most direct mail because we're targeting specific things. Hey, do you have an IRA that's not performing? Okay. And people will hold on to these postcards. That's what's funny. People will hold on to these postcards for 6 months or 10 months. They'll post it on their fridge where they keep it with their investment stuff. Okay. I've walked with people who've walked in with these. I have sent these postcards out prior to having like an expo or an event taking place, and people have walked in with a postcard, which I love. So like it's one of the things that we're doing here in Cape Coral for our Mastermind event coming up in December. We're getting ready to drop a bunch of postcards out to roughly about 5,000 IRA owners down in Cape Coral, Florida. Now, Cape Coral has some pretty nice end homes. Most of the people there are retired. Most of the people are looking to do some stuff. So we're hoping to drop 3,500 postcards and just get 35 people, 1%, to show up to our wine and cheese mixer on Thursday night before the event. Because if they show up with a postcard, ding, 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 in my money sound. Hang on. Ding, ding, ding. We know that it works, okay? So Laura Blunk says they do keep postcards. I've had calls from people who've had kept a stack of mine before they called me. Yeah, exactly. People keep the postcards versus letters most of the time. And you know what you guarantee with a postcard is they're going to read it. Whereas if it's in a white envelope, they're probably going to chunk it away. Now, the beautiful thing is if once they've opted in here, we follow up with more mail to them. We follow up with just closed deals. Hey, just closed this year. Or a letter that goes out to them or email, hey, we just closed on this portfolio this month, these assets this month. You know, we closed on 33 million in non-performing notes this year. We closed on 33 assets here. Doesn't matter if you're closing on deals, it's better than they're doing because most of them aren't doing anything. Okay. Most of them are doing zilch, nada. Okay. So it's a great way for you to tap into people sitting on the sidelines, and then they're passive. They're used to getting a statement once a quarter like their other traditional IRA. They don't have to be as active. Okay. Most of them don't want to do the work, but they want to be educated. All right. So that's the ideal list for that stuff there for you. If you're interested in doing that, hey, we can sell you a list in any county in America. We do it at $1 a lead for you. Minimum order is $1,000. So 1,000 leads. It's going to give you plenty of there. You get one IRA investor respond. It's well worth it. Okay. And yes, I'll give you some of the things. I'll give you the template for the postcard. I'll give you the series of what we do and how we follow up with them as well. So those are, if you're interested, drop me a message at scott@weclosenotes.com and just simply say in the title, IRA postcards, okay, or IRA leads, all right? Just trust me, we're about to go freaking like IRA blitzing here over the next 2 months, getting stuff out to people, getting links out. Because it's not, literally, the only thing that costs is going to be the list, the postage, and the postcards. That's not that expensive. You're probably talking less than $2,000 in total on that aspect of it, depending on how many postcards you send out. Yeah, you can order less postcards from like Vista Print if you want to go smaller. That's fine. But we use these for a variety of things. Like I said, I use this when I go to real estate club. Use it when I'm out at an expo. I use it when I'm marketing out to IRA investors, self-directed or traditional IRA investors to get on the market. So these things come in so handy, and it's one of the few direct mail pieces that we do here in the offices anymore. Okay. We do this in like one other thing that we'll talk about tomorrow a little bit about some things. Dan Depp, an email sent. That's funny. Dan, I don't know why you're sending me an email, buddy. Anyway, we'll talk about it. But that's the thing out there. It's not hard. I'm going to give you an example. Like when Quest was going to do their Seattle mixer early this year, last year. The great thing is we pulled a list of 4,000 IRA investors within the zip codes that are in the most profitable zip codes, not the most profitable, the higher priced real estate in that area. And it led to people coming to their meeting. There was only 10 people that came from the postcards, but those 10 were very valuable people that showed up out of the 50 or 60 that showed up. Okay. If somebody will come from this, it is well worth doing. It's just a play that you've got to do on a regular basis to make things happen. Okay. And Dan's like, I already got a list. Like he goes, I just need the information to send out. That's funny. Dan, since you're part of the mastermind, you'll get that. No problem. All right. But the thing is, think about this. I send it out. We actually create different images. We use all races, ethnicities. We do guys, gals, doesn't matter. We'll send out on a variety of things as well, too, for you. So that's the nice thing is, and if the emails bounce back, hey, great. We'll do a couple emails bounce back. It's not a big deal. But often the address is still good. So that's why we like to start off with sending out a list of postcards to the list so that we get those that opt in to the bit link. It makes much more sense for us on that aspect. Questions, comments, concerns from anybody out there? I know it's a little bit different. I know, it's like, the thing you got to keep in mind too is while the email is the most valuable thing, sending an email is the hardest thing to do with these lists. You have to upload them into Facebook. You've got to upload them there and then follow up with them. Like, let me pull up something here real fast while I'm about people thinking of questions to ask here. Like I have used this to move assets in Cook County before. I uploaded a list of 6,000 IRA investors in Cook County in the past, and I ran some ads to it with a property we're trying to sell, a reperforming note. And I ended up having 30 people respond back with Facebook posts, which is great. I mean, it's cheap leads. on that. So let me pull this up here real fast. So I'm going in my custom audiences. One second here. So I can tell you. So like, all right. So, all right. Clark County. Everybody knows where Clark County is, right? That's Vegas. Okay. I uploaded 5,000. 3,700 of them had working Facebook profiles. That's pretty good. That's a 74%. Yeah, that was pretty good. And then I've also uploaded to, I pulled 19,000 IRA contacts in San Diego. I didn't pull the full amount, but I pulled 19,000. And out of 19,000, 12,000 of them had Facebook profiles. Yeah, 75. Uploaded another 75,000 nationwide IRA, and 48,000 of them had working Facebook profiles. So that's the beautiful thing. And some people always ask, okay, Scott, so how are you doing things? This is how we do it, everybody. We use the technology that's available to us. And this is why I laugh with the whole Cambridge thing that happened with the elections. People were like, okay, how do they know these? Look, we share most of our information. If you put your birth date and where you live and zip code, people can tell roughly what you're making if you own a house. And you can tell a lot by what a person makes by where they live. If they own a house, you can tell kind of, okay, what's the mortgage payment for that? And, a mortgage payment is a third roughly of what their income is probably going to be. You can figure out what they're making on a monthly, annual basis. Relatively easy. And the fact that we share interests and likes and things like that, your age and birth date, all those other things and what your title may be, you can figure out what somebody's making easy. And you can be the whole Cambridge Analytics yourself for your own note investing company. All right. I know this may be scary, but I'm just telling you like it is. Okay. We got Michael slaying me too. Awesome. I've seen your emails pop up there. Once again, if you would like to find out more about our IRA packages, like I say, drop me an email, scott@weclosenotes.com, say IRA leads, and I'll send you over an email with info on it as well for you, and kind of the things that we include with it there for you. Because this is literally like shooting fish in a barrel. Literally shooting fish in the barrel. This is also one of the reasons I mentioned this at the Quest Expo, is I am not going to be speaking at big events like I'll probably speak at the Quest Expo because it's here locally, but it's also one of the reasons I didn't go to Note Expo. Don't get me wrong, I love going to Note Expo. I would love going and network with everybody, but if I'm not speaking at an event, there's really no reason for me to go just to hang out. I can literally market for investors online so much easier without having to leave the comfort of my own home, leaving out my office here, and my beautiful view out here this morning. Okay. Shorts and t-shirt and flip-flops most of the time. Okay. Because I'm wearing jeans today. I got dressed up. This is dressed up for you, Catherine, just so you know. All right. Got a collar shirt versus a note closer show. Yeah. The Note Wars shirt on here. Thanks for making sure that it was clean and hanging in the closet this morning. But anyway, what I'm saying to everybody is this is so much easier to do this, put these things in place. You just have to work at this stuff. You have to develop these skills over time. If you don't have a MailChimp account, or you're brand new to getting a LinkedIn profile, you're not spending time on LinkedIn, this is going to take you some time to do. And that's okay to do, because it's relatively, as long as you got a LinkedIn profile, you got a couple thousand people on LinkedIn. Hey, that's easy way. That's an easy upload, insert into MailChimp and start working through that list. Okay. You start seasoning your email database. Okay. But if you don't have those, that's okay. Don't flip out. You can still use these lists by marketing to Facebook, by uploading the list. You can still market out to them something simple. Everybody can shoot a 2-minute to 3-minute video here and upload it to YouTube, or upload that link into a MailChimp list. So if somebody clicks on your bit link, it takes them there. It sees your smiling face. Hi, this is Catherine. Okay. I'm your local Chicago investor / realtor here to help you. Either you're investing or helping buy in real estate in the Chicagoland area. Man, I just wrote your commercial there for you. I know, right? You use that. Thanks for clicking below. I'll send you my ebook on how to do blank, blank, and blank, and would love to schedule a time. Click on this link to schedule some time to talk one-on-one. Okay. Very simple. You got a link. You can see how many times people have clicked on the bit link, which is easy to see. I can go in Bitly right now. See how many people are clicking on different links, which is great. I can see how many people opt in. The minute they opt in, they get an email. Boom. Hey, let's schedule a time to talk. Love to visit with you. Find more about your real estate background or your investing background. Where's your money at right now? And you know what that conversation leads to, right, everybody? It leads to them, you getting a chance to know them, building rapport. And it's the longer play. You don't want to call them, can you fund my deal right now? Which many people are doing incorrectly because you haven't built rapport with people. But building rapport, oh, great to know you. I've been doing this for a while. Okay. And the beautiful thing about this is it's the slower play, but allows for them to build trust. It gives them an opportunity to see what else you're doing. It gives you the opportunity to build rapport. Like, oh, hey, here's another deal that we just closed on this month. Well, here's a deal that we closed on 2 months ago. Okay. Or here's deals that we're working on right now. People are like, well, I want to get involved. I want to get involved. Okay, great. Let's work on it. And then you can basically then have them do what next? Fill out investor profile sheet. See if they're really going to pull the trigger. You know, make sure the money is in an account that can be moved into an investment. Okay. I would probably then call Quest IRA, say, hey, I got somebody that needs to open a Quest IRA account, needs to do a rollover for you. Call Catherine. She's got an IRA that reached out to me. Boom. You're just knocking it down like shooting fish in the barrel, everybody. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. Become a consultant. It's kind of, you don't want to try to train the wheels. Put them on, you want to put them on training wheels, the best way I would say to it. Okay. Keep it simple. You don't want to give them all the ins and outs. This is why we have spent so much time with videos and stuff like that. All right. But you can train them. Hey, here's here's what we're buying, and here's how it could go. This is the beautiful thing about your videos. This is why we harp on videos, because videos become a great way for you to build rapport with your database that doesn't know who you are, but now you know who they are. They just don't know about you. So the things that you probably want to have more than anything else, you probably want to have at least 5 stories. And what I mean by these stories, these are videos, basic videos that are not long, 2 to 5 minutes in length, that are really easy to do. One is about you. Who is Scott Carson? Who is Catherine? Who is Michael? Who is Dan? Who is Laura? Okay. Who's Brady? Simple 2-minute video. You don't want to go on and on and on, because the minute you go on and on and on, you've lost them. So simple. Hey, here's who I am. Here's who Brady Durr, the mortgage medic, is. I'm a, retired veteran. I've been an active real estate investor, though, for 20 years, and I specialize, and my focus is I buy distressed debt, because if you know what happened in the last 10 years, it's going to happen again. And I'm committed to helping Americans stay in their home by being the mortgage man. I don't know, something like that. Okay, simple. About you. Who is Scott Carson? And honestly, if I go to my Vimeo, my YouTube accounts, that's the #1 video every download. Who is Scott Carson? Who's the note guy? Okay. Part of it becomes from our marketing, it goes out. Okay. Second video you want to have. What is note investing? Basic, simple thing. Okay. And the best thing you want to do is use your camera properly. Don't flip it up horizontally like this. These are videos you're not going to live stream. These are videos going to be recorded. So you want to do it horizontally, because that's going to fit into YouTube and Vimeo the easiest. Okay. So do this short video. You can literally do it right here. Boom. 2 to 5 minute video. What is note investing and why is it valuable? Okay. And then 3 videos. You may want to talk about different exit strategies, how we find our deals, how we fund our deals, how we flip our deals. Okay. Jeffrey Wolf's exactly right. And about you is kind of a quick resume video. Exactly. What have you done? Why should I listen to you? All right. Okay. And those are the 5 videos. Not too difficult to film. Short, sweet, 2 to 5 minutes. Longest one would be the exit strategy one. That's going to be the last one that you do. That's going to be the longest 10-minute video. I only want to give them information enough so that they reach out to you. Okay. And the beautiful thing is you can put your videos into like a playlist. So if they click on one, they're watching one link that you send them a link for, they'll automatically play the next ones in a row. Okay. And usually, before they ever get to 5 or 10, they're already sending you an email. Okay. They're already sending you an email. And the thing is, this is a much slower play. This is not like send a postcard out, they call you that week, they fund a deal. That rarely happens. Like I say, you send an email, you send a postcard out, they respond, they send you an email out, you do a follow-up phone call a couple of days later, boom, then you send them out video links, then you send them examples, then you put them into your regular email campaign. It may take 6 months, it may take 3 months. But this is how you add people to your database on a regular basis. Very, very easy for you to do. Questions, comments, concerns from anybody? I know I'm like blowing your mind out there. Okay, blowing your mind. I've never done this on a podcast before. All right, and it's still this is one of the few things that we go through in our fast track training that we don't really share anybody else. So like, you're gonna get some great stuff this weekend being here, Catherine. Like Jeff Wolf, you've been here before. You know what I'm talking about. Dan Deppin's been here. Laura Blunk, you've been here before for fast track. You know what I'm talking about. Good. So say the 5 steps again, please. Okay, sure, Mike. So basically, you're sending a postcard, right? Or you're posting it to Facebook. One way to get them into your database. Okay. All right. Or are you talking about, or do you want me to talk about the 5 videos? I think you want me to talk about the 5 videos. But anyway, get them in your database. Then once they're in your database, then you send them an email. All right. Then you're following up with a phone call to schedule some time to talk to them. Then you may want to, depending on how that conversation goes, you may want them to fill out an investor profile sheet there just to talk with them. Get in the habit, or if not, then send them directly over to your 5 video campaign. And the 5 videos, who is blank? Who is you? What is note investing? What have you done? Your resume kind of thing. And then you got how do you find them? How do you fund them? And then how do you flip them, the exit strategies? Keep it simple. Okay? Keep it simple. The longest one's going to be your exit strategy. How do you make money? And I would keep it primarily to the 3 main exit. I wouldn't go through all 10 exit strategies. I'd say there's basically 3 primary exit strategies: reinstatement, modification, cash for keys, deed in lieu, or foreclosure. And the foreclosure has some sort of things. Okay? But that's what I would keep it simple. Those 5 emails, those 5 steps, boom. Pretty easy to do. It all starts with a list, and we sell those lists at 1,000 list increments if you're interested. Okay. Once again, I think that's going to. Oh, we got a comment here from Laura Blunt. She says, "Brain is ticking. Looking forward to tonight's broadcast. Yeah, it's going to be some fun tonight. It's going to be some fun, and I'll be able to share my screen then and show you guys some of the things that we do. And show you, say, hey, we pulled this list, and here's how many opted in. We pulled this, and here's how many have a Facebook profile. Okay. Here's where you get them to opt into, kind of a basic email list. So it's going to be really nuts and bolts on tonight's Note Night in America webinar and broadcast for you guys. So great thing is if you're part of the WNC Crew membership, your swag bags are being delivered. I can see them. I literally see them popping up this morning left and right. Shannon did a great job getting everything packed up. We got another special surprise coming out this month for our WC and Crew members. We got a few bags left to still drop in the mail, but most of them got dropped in the mail on Friday. A few others that we finally get new shirt sizes in for some people, or some new mailing addresses as men. But we're excited. So keep an eye out for the WNC and Crew membership swag bag hitting a post office near you. Okay. You're welcome, Michael. Glad to be of help. Julianne. Can't wait for tonight. Yeah, we got some great stuff tonight. We'll go through some good stuff at 7 p.m. Central. Once again, guys, you can always opt in by either texting, as you see on the screen below here, text the word notes to the phone number 72000. Or if you'd like to register, very easy, register for the Note Night in America podcast. That's really easy. Just text the word night, N-I-G-H-T, to 72000. Then I'll send you a text message to be permanently registered for Note Night in America. All right. Well, that is going to wrap it up for this episode of the Note Closer Show. Thank you so much. Great comments. Hopefully everybody enjoyed this stuff. Look forward to our next Mondays at the Quest Vault, provided that not everybody's sick again, which is all right. Next time, tacos and coffee are on Quest. So have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tonight on Note Night America. Bye.